Alhamdulillah wahda wa salatu wa salamu ala man la nabiyya ba'dah. Who is zakat given to? Who is eligible to receive the zakat? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in Surah Tawbah, إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب والغارمين وفي سبيل الله وابن السبيل. There are 8 categories mentioned in the Quran who we can give our zakat to. We need to remember that the person we are giving zakat to needs to be a Muslim. This is proven from the hadith in which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he appointed Mu'adh ibn Jabal, he instructed him that zakat must be given to the Muslims. Now, looking at the ayah, there are the 8 categories mentioned. First of all is the faqir, and the second one is miskin. There's a slight difference. The two we would usually translate as poor, but there's a slight difference. The first one, the faqir, is someone who has nothing or very little. Totally, he has nothing. So this is a faqir. And miskin, who is a person who has something, but he has very less. He has less than the nisab and he's struggling to make ends meet. And usually nowadays we give our zakat to these two categories. The third one mentioned in the ayah is the amilina alayha. Those at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam or in the Khilafah, the people who used to have this job of giving out the zakat, distributing the zakat, so their salaries could be deducted from the zakat money itself. وَالْمُؤَلَّفَةِ الْقُلُوبِ وَالْمُؤَلَّفَةِ الْقُلُوبِ. This is those whose hearts need to be reconciled. And this was again at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or at the time of the Khalifa, the leader. They decide who, if there is someone who needs, whose hearts need to be reconciled with by giving the zakat money. This cannot be decided on an individual level. The fifth one mentioned is وَفِي الرِّقَابِ, and freeing of slaves. Of course, nowadays we don't have any slaves, so this category is not applicable. The sixth one is غارمين, those in severe debt, and debt in such that they are genuinely in debt, and they're not just stalling or withholding payments, but they are genuinely in debt. So such people, you can give zakat to them so that they can get rid of their debt. And the next one is mentioned وَفِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, and those who are striving in the path of Allah and have no means of income. And the last one mentioned is وَابْنِ السَّبِيلِ, the wayfarer or the traveler, those who have no means or are cut off from their usual sources of income. So these people can receive zakat as well. So 8 categories are mentioned in the Quran which need to be Muslim. Usually nowadays we only give to the first 2 categories, which is the faqir and the miskin. We need to determine if they are actually needy. When we are giving zakat, we need to be very careful. Sadaqah is general, you can give to anyone, but with regards to zakat, it needs to be given to its masraf, to the people who have been mentioned, these 8 categories in the Quran. So we need to be very careful, especially with zakat, who we are giving our zakat to. So as I said, these 2 categories zakat is given nowadays, but if someone is eligible with the other categories, they can be given zakat, but we should double check with the scholars before we are giving such zakat to any other categories, just to make sure that we are giving it in the right place. And one general rule to remember, zakat can be given to anyone, to, you could say, relatives as well. And some narrations mention that it is more rewarding to give to a relative, because they are double the reward. One is helping, and one is the silatul rahim. But the basic rule and simple rule we need to remember with regards to giving the zakat is that it is not permissible to give zakat to the usul and the furu, to the ascendants and descendants. So ascendants meaning a person's father, grandfather, or mother and grandmother, and descendants, so the child or grandchild, grandson, granddaughter. So ascendants and descendants, zakat is not given to. And a person's wife, a person can't give zakat to, and the reason is simple, because this is a person's responsibility, and a person should be taking care of these anyway. Other than these, the ascendants and descendants and a person's wife, so these 3 we just remember. Other than these, if a person's siblings, a person's paternal and maternal uncles and aunties, if they are eligible for zakat, we need to make sure that they fit the criteria and they are eligible to receive zakat, then of course it is permissible, and we could give zakat to these. So we need to make sure when we are giving zakat, we give it in the right masraf, in the right place, to those who are eligible to receive zakat. May Allah give us the ability to do this in the correct manner. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.